Good morning, FRC family. Happy 2015. This morning's communion offering is going to be towards local ministries. And currently our church has two areas of local ministry. We have a Nourishing Our Neighbors, a Tuesday night dinner where lots of folks in our congregation come together. We offer a meal for community folks that is a warm, kind, healthy environment where people are well received. It's not just a meal, but it's a place where people come for social interaction. They want a high five and a hello from someone who is good to be around. So the warm, friendly faces that they see create an environment that FRC can be proud to say is meeting the needs of people. We also have an active benevolence activity that Joanne Hoover, our Health Ministry Director, is heading up. You want to let them know about that, Joanne?
Well, I can. This started several years ago, and it started out really mainly to kind of help the pastor so that he wasn't bogged down with so many people coming in, and he was able to really meet the needs of the congregation. And it's something that I have been interested in for a long time. One of the main reasons is that, our son died some years ago, and people said, this must be the hardest thing for you to go through. And yes, it was hard, but I had friends who had children who had psychiatric problems, who were involved in drugs, and they have to live with that every day. And so the people who come in here are many times, they're your children. They're children who have gone away from God, maybe never known God. And so I just have in my heart that we need to help these people in some way. I had one young man, he was in his 50s, who came in who had just become homeless. And we were not able to help him monetarily, but I was able to help him get connected with some things, some activities within the city, and this man now has a full-time job. His depression is clearing, and he's really able to get on with his life.
We have many resources in the community. Joanne coordinates those resources and gives people direction of where they can best receive help. She works hard not to be a handout, but to be a handout, a directional help to people get out on their own and get started.
There are so many entities within Oak Harbor who are trying to work together through the schools, through the county, through private enterprises. We are a part of Feed the Need. It used to be the Interfaith Coalition years ago. And no, these aren't all Christian organizations, but there are, let me tell you, good Christian people who are working within those organizations who really want to help. I try to give them information regarding our church. We try to welcome them to come to our church to help to encourage them to cope with some of the things that they're going through, to have a church family to come around them.
This past Tuesday at our Nourishing Our Neighbors meal, I had the opportunity to sit down with a young man. His name was Todd, and Todd was kind of gruff looking and had a New York Giant hoodie and jersey on, and talking with him in a few moments, I realized this is an interesting man, and he's got a lot going on in his life, and I felt, that meeting him was good for me, maybe more than it was for him to have me talk to him. He was a interesting person, and I think this was his only meal for the day. He expressed that he had employment but no longer was working. I'm glad we were here. I'm glad that the Lord led me to be here that evening to talk with him and get to know him. I hope that he will be back. If you have more interest in these ministries, we're having a congregational meeting the 21st of January, a Wednesday night. It's a perfect opportunity to come learn more about a ministry, see if it's something you want to be part of, ask questions about it, understand how we fund it. But this morning's offering, if you designate it towards local ministries, know that it's going to be well spent and well used. Our benevolence ministry is closely monitored by the deacons. We try to fund it with sufficient funds, but of course it's a ministry that can use endless funds. So with Joanne's careful scrutiny and careful interaction with people, I think that we effectively use our monies the best we can in the community. We try to use these funds to be the face of Jesus to people who are in need.